Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Cabela's, Easton Arrows, Frigid Forage, Fuse, Grizzly Coolers, Hoyt, Hoyman Tree Saws, Muddy Outdoors, and Realtree.
Hit it, Pepe Le Pew. That was really noble of you.
Noble of him to not wave back. What, are you rolling?
Oh yeah, been rolling.
Well, it is just after 3:30 here, and Josh and I are heading out for the evening hunt, but we're going to be running a little bit behind because we got to the farm we wanted to hunt and just decided it's way too windy for the stand I wanted to go to. We would have been blowing everywhere. It's a bummer because I was super excited about that spot, but we are heading up the road to a different farm, actually the farm where Reggie Jackson lives, so we're going to be targeting him as well as a new buck that showed up tonight, so we're going to try to hurry up and get there. Well, it's just before 4:30 here, and Josh and I made really good time getting over this farm and hanging two stands in this little pine tree. We're not very far up. I've found this tree a number of times, and it usually works out pretty well, but it's not a very big tree. In fact, Josh was able to just hand me the tree stands without using a pull-up rope. That's how close to the ground we are, but it's a cool spot. It's a little internal clover plot. It can be hard to hunt on these gusty wind days because of the swirling winds and the effect the pine trees have on them, but we'll see what happens. We just basically give up everything that's behind us, and hopefully the deer come out in front. The deer we're after tonight is Reggie Jackson. He's been in this plot before. He beds in this general area. It's just tough because I have to rely in this pine tree grove. I have to rely on the deer coming out into the clover, but it's pretty easy for them to just stay in the pines. If they're not actually coming out to feed, they can walk anywhere. There's nothing that kind of dictates their movement. Not really any change in topography or anything like that. So it's a tough spot to hunt where he's living. But he's our main target, but there's also another good buck that came through 4 days ago, I believe, a good mature deer that I would shoot. I'm not sure if I know him. I'd have to dig back in the archives and see exactly, but he's a solid deer, good looking deer. 4 days ago at 6 o'clock is when he rolled through, just passing by. So two potential targets tonight. Weather's awesome, nice and cold, super windy obviously, but hoping for a good night of movement. He's at 44. There's that doe. There's a deer behind her, dude. All I can see his face. Sure looks like the face of a mature deer. Oh, yep. It's a good buck. Good brow. Just through those pines. He's got to come down that way. Like that.
What's that buck? Get your bow. Get your bow. Get your bow, dude.
I need to find out if I want to shoot him or not.
It's a stud. That's a big deer. That's a nice deer.
What deer that is.
That's a beast. I'm slow.
I'm not gonna take a long shot.
This way. I think I'm doing this dope.
It's just after 5:30, and I don't know what buck that is. Just a good, solid, mature deer. Took forever trying to figure out who he was, but finally I decided that if he came in, I'd shoot him. And when he finally decided to come into range, he chased that doe through my shooting lane so quick that I couldn't stop him. But those doe fawns are still right over here, and it's still super early, so I think there's a good chance that they come back out.
We can brush on that, so let him get out here.
Good.
Meh. Meh. Mom.
Got him.
Yeah, mom stuff.
Well, it's 5:40, and as you can tell, that buck and doe didn't stay in the pines very long. They came right back out, and I ranged the doe as she was trotting by at 34, and it looked like he was kind of trotting a few yards inside of that, so I shot him for 30, and I missed both low and forward, as you can see, so I'm not too happy about that. I'm hoping I might have clipped that heart, but definitely in front of the shoulder. So I don't know. He did, when I stopped him, he did turn and quarter to me just a touch, but I don't know that it was enough. You know, upon the reaction of it, I think I got enough penetration, but it's a matter of if I was far enough back or not. He dove straight in that ditch, but then came back out the other side and ran down the trail. So I don't know. Don't really know what to expect. I don't have a great gut feeling on it. I just don't know what I did. So, probably get down, look at the arrow, look at the blood trail, and make a decision from there. Looks like it broke off. Should be enough penetration. I'll go look at one of my other arrows, but there's blood all the way up. There's blood good 5 inches up the arrow, plus whatever's broke off. Let's see what the blood looks like here. Well, here's where he jumped into that ditch. There's 2 really good spots of blood. Good spray there, good spray here. But it's starting to get dark. It's actually starting to snow flurry a little bit. But I forgot my recovery light at home, and it doesn't hurt to give him an extra hour or so. So we're gonna run home, grab the recovery light, and come back up. But these first couple spots look good, and the fact that my arrow was broke off, I think, is a good sign. Well, we're back in the food plot here. This is the little lane he ran up on, so we're gonna get to where we saw him go across the corner and just try to pick up the blood there. Here we go. Here's first blood right here, or the first blood coming out of the ditch anyways. A good spray right there. Right there on that leaf. Right here. Good blood there. Hey, see that?
Oh yeah.
Got him.
Oh boy.
He didn't, how far did he go? 40 yards? And then food plots. We just came around the corners though. Let's go look at him. Look at the body on this thing. He's a tank. I just can't believe he didn't go anywhere. Oh man, he's stiff. He definitely died right away. Cool buck. Big old head on him. I'm gonna grab my tag here out of my pack, and the lane's just 5 yards away there. Get him tagged up and get a better look at him. Well, we brought him out here on the lane about 5 yards from where he expired. He's a cool old buck. I'm anxious to see how old he is. Big old head on him, giant body. It was a fun hunt tonight. You know, I mentioned I came in for that buck I call Reggie Jackson. I had another new buck show up on camera the last few days. This is a deer I didn't necessarily know of. I'm sure if I look hard enough, I'll find some pictures of him. But it kind of came down to it was just too cool of a hunt, too cool of an encounter, and too hard to pass up a mature buck like this. You know, you can't beat that late October time frame, especially when you combine it with that cold front we just had rolled through. I mean, this has been probably the coldest day of the year so far. It actually started spitting snow when we started trailing this deer. So it's a cool night to be in the stand. It's so fun watching these big mature bucks try to find that first hot doe. And it's cool watching him nose that doe around the plot. I think we got a little bit lucky from the standpoint of this plot is very hard to hunt, especially on really gusty wind nights. And it was gusting 25 miles an hour. So I didn't have a lot of faith, to be honest. And it wasn't in the deer movement. I knew the deer would be moving. But it was just, I thought we would probably get busted by any deer that came out in the plot when we got a big wind gust. And I think what helped us was the fawns came in first, then the doe, then the buck. So the doe was kind of eased by the fawns just feeding for a few minutes before they came to the plot, and just ended up working out. It was cool and exciting to get close the first time he came out, and he ran the doe off the plot, and it wasn't, man, I don't even know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most, and they were back out in the plot again. So it kind of got the heart racing and got the emotions going up and down, and just a fun night to be in the stand. So I'm happy with him. I'm excited to have a mature buck down. I'm gonna take some time to get some work done and film some other guys, and hopefully I'll be back out in a few days or a week or so, trying to chase another one down. So good start. I can't wait to see what November holds, and thanks for watching Midwest Whitetail.